everyone, and welcome to the Adam Josh Oral Bra number 34, I believe. This is an old band that I still really like, Rusty, and the song Groovy Dead. Rumors have it that Rusty's getting back together for a few shows this year. That'd be really sweet. I had this crazy dream last night that I was in like a throng with people, and it was really like it was dark out, and we're going towards a building in sort of like it looked like a prison camp, and there's all these people and people pushing and shoving and fighting, and you get up to the stairs and it's just a single file line of people going into this like camp room, and there's glass, you can see through the doors or the windows all the way around this square building with a kind of a flat roof, like a compound building. And so I get finally up into the line in the dream, and I see all the people before me go in, and the doors close, and then you see smoke fill the chamber in there, and then everybody just falls right over, and then the floor is made of different sheets that go across the entire way, and one tips this way, one tips that way, so all the people get flushed basically down to the bottom, and then you could see smoke coming up where you'd assume that they were being incinerated. And so in the dream I go in, and the floors have come up, like from going letting people down to this way, and there's not as many of us as there was in the time before. There was maybe a handful, well, maybe 10-12 people, and the doctor type lab coat guy who was in control of turning the switches on and off comes into the middle, and I notice there's pillows in the corner of this compound, and I guess we're supposed to believe that this is where we're gonna nap. This is a good place to have a sleep. And he comes in the middle, and he's jumping up and down and showing everybody how sturdy the flooring is. And then somebody looks at me and motions to me to go into the back office. Go into the back office and stay below the window line, and I'll close the door for you. And we'll stop all this because the guy who's running it is in there testing the floor. So whoever this was in the dream is basically saying, I'm gonna die, like him, he's gonna die, but he's gonna make sure that we stop this. So I go in and to the room, the control room, and he comes up and closes the door, and then I stay below the window line, and I run up and just flick a switch really quick, and I look in and I see that the gas is coming down, and everybody gets killed, basically. And I'm trying to find the other switches because there's all these people still standing outside, and I'm assuming that guards are going to start come chasing me. And then as I'm trying to flick these switches to figure out what does what, I finally get it to clear out, and then basically I just don't open the door, and I try to find another way to go out. And then in the dream it sort of changes. I go outside, and so now I'm kind of fleeing, and I remember getting outside and looking back and seeing like the building and the sign that said Auschwitz. And I was thinking like, wow, I just gotta run, gotta get out of here, because eventually they're gonna find me. And then it sort of switches to that I'm in a big mall, and I'm trying to get ID at a photo place, trying to get them to take a picture of me so I can make ID, because people are coming around and asking for people's ID, and they're looking for me and some other people that I guess escaped. And I remember standing in front of this picture machine where they were saying, you gotta hold still and we'll take a picture. I'm standing in front of it, and there's this guy pressing on my side and trying, like, moving me over because he wants in, and I'm trying to say, hey, come on, man, I want to get this done. And he kept pushing me to the point where I was like, alright, I'm gonna leave. And I'm walking in the mall, and then I remember going outside, and it's winter, and it's snowing everywhere, and I'm looking around trying to see things that I recognize, but I don't really recognize anything. And I'm thinking, man, I've been all over, and I'm trying to figure out where the hell I am. And then I go back inside, and I go to this ice cream shop, it seems, and I remember in my dream I'm going up to different buffet counter type things, and in one there was, you know, cherries, and another one there's bananas, and another ice cream, and I put a whole bunch of cherry sauce in the ice cream, and people are saying, you know, you can't put that much, look at that. And you know, I'm eating it in my dream, and I'm saying, oh, it's okay. So kind of a strange way to switch things up. But then it switched again, and I was in the last dream I had, I was in a car and I was cleaning it out, and I knew that I was in Prince Edward Island, and I'm cleaning out the car, and I'm finding other people's keys. I'm thinking, okay, I'll return that, and it's still snowing in the car, as somebody had left the window down. And then I thought, well, I'm gonna take this car and I'll drive back to back out west. And that's pretty much when I woke up. And what crazy random dreams that was. Admittedly, I ate pizza last night, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Crazy dreams. Another thing I wanted to talk about on this AJOB 34 was kids. You look at kids who are born, like, younger. Say, like, you know, 5 or 6 year olds, and you look at children and you think their whole life is ahead of them, and they have so many things that they're gonna go through and learn, and so many things that they're gonna have happen to them. Or like say even like babies or newborns, you know. Have you ever had that when you're looking at like a newborn or holding a friend or relative's baby, and you think, you know, you are here and you're gonna go through so much. You made it here. You're gonna love, you're gonna lose love, you're gonna learn lessons, you're gonna go to school, you know, all these things that you know that this child is gonna go through and learn. And I had that feeling this last little while with a few different instances, and it kind of brings you to the point where you think the competition for sperm and egg was won by this one that made it here. Through whatever odds that this human had to go through, and then also being in the womb and going through those whatever challenges there are in the womb, and then labor and birth, and here you are, you've arrived. And maybe nobody has formally welcomed humans to planet Earth when they're born, but I want to, I'm the type of person that wants to say, okay, welcome to Earth, you've made it here, and we've got a lot to cover while you're here, a lot to go over. Some of it's going to be painful, some of it's going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to you, but in the end, you'll probably come to the conclusion that it was all worth it, and you're all the wiser for having had this experience. So you look at this child and you think, you have a sort of an upper hand versus the child, because you know all in general, the things that on average humans go in our culture. I mean, we're all going to go to school. We're all going to have situations at school. We're all going to, have parental situations, love, like I said, lose love, be teased, maybe get married, maybe have kids, and all the challenges that go along with it. And looking at all that average knowledge that average people, or average situations that average people will go through, and then superimposing that over this child who is born, who hasn't gone through anything, or if the child's like 4 or 5 years old and they're talking to you saying, oh, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to do, or this is how I feel about things. It's amazing. And I feel sort of bad for the people that don't see it the way I do, but these children have so much potential, they have so much things that have yet to be done in their life, and far be it from any of us to stump them or put stumbling blocks before them or stop them or inhibit them in any way from achieving anything that they want to do, and so you look at all the things that these children are going to go through, and I come to the conclusion that that child is here and is going to go through all these experiences, and so it's safe to say that you're here to this child. You're here, welcome to Earth. You're going to go through a lot. So basically, you're here to learn, you're here to go through these challenges, and you're here to better yourself. So we could also say, welcome to Earth. You've made it to the galactic training school for the soul. That your energetic soul moved here through sperm and egg and in utero and now birth, and here you are, and that's not the end of your journey. This is the beginning. You're here to continue to learn, continue to progress, and looking at it from a very nuts and bolts point of view, that is, on average, you can say that's the meaning of life for a lot of people. On a nuts and bolts level, the meaning of that life is, in that sense, is to progress and learn, love, be loved, have knowledge, increase knowledge, have relationships, etc., etc. All these things that, looking at a child, you'll know that they're going to go through, but they have yet to go through. So they have all these big doe eyes, and they're filled with amazement at life, and part of you wants to say, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, it's going to get so much, you're going to go through so much, you're going to go through unbearable hurt and unbearable love all at the same time, and in the same token, because we're in linear time, sometimes we feel in our mid say in our midlife or sometimes in our teens, that life is just dragging on, and it's taking forever, and we're waiting all the time for things. But I've known several people who've passed, who have died, and you get to that point, I think, where you're closing your eyes for the last time, and soul's getting ready to leave the body, and all the time that has preceded it sort of vanishes away, so it can kind of seem like, in comparatively speaking, when you are able to escape the body for the final time, the incredible amount of potential and infinity and opportunity that's in front of you dwarfs and overcomes the insignificant amount of time, comparatively speaking, that you were in this body learning in the galactic training center of Earth. So, kids, eh? Here we all are. Thank you very much for watching the Adam Josh Oral Blog number 34. Let's throw on Rusty Misogyny. This is the one that sort of was their hit. Have a good day, everybody, and tell your friends to get a job.